What up, what up, what up? Welcome to the Live Game Season 3, Episode 1. We are back after a long off season of COVID and no preseason games. We are glad to be back, glad to be here. This is the average man's perspective on football. Like I said, we didn't have a preseason. It just seems weird that now we're just starting football, no games before then. You know, all those fancy players you drafted in the first round, they're going to get hurt. All those injuries you're going to get because there's no preseason.
That's how we're going to show negative.
So you better really be watching that waiver wire because there's going to be a lot of injuries this week. That's all I'm saying. So joining me on the panel tonight is Herman. Say what up, Herman.
What up?
Mark, say what up, Mark.
Good evening.
And Brian, say what up, Brian.
Hey, everybody.
And joining us tonight, we got two special guests from Position on Sports Talk Show. J3, say what up, J3.
What's up?
And the man himself, Big Red. Say what up, Big Red.
What's up, fellas?
All right.
Thank you for joining us. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining us tonight. We appreciate it.
Appreciate the invite.
Yeah. Go ahead and promote your show. Tell them where they can find you at, what time and what days.
You want to handle that, J3?
Yeah, real quick. So we on Tuesday nights from 7 o'clock until about 8:15, 8:30. We on YouTube, Facebook, and sometimes you can catch us on IG. And starting this Thursday, we're going to do a fantasy football league preview. So you can also check that out as well.
Okay.
Yeah, that's going to be Thursdays at 6:30 p.m. Get everybody primed for the Thursday night game. So you fantasy football players out there, check it out. You'll be able to get some tips, get your lineup set up, and make sure you try to score some points, and hopefully it won't be at the bottom of the league. But definitely Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Check us out live every week. We greatly appreciate the honor.
And it is absolutely a great show. I definitely tune in on every Tuesday and listen to what they got to say on a variety of sports. J3 is right about, going 8:15, 8:30, depending on how much they start arguing, disagreeing about something. Or even a still a fan on the squad. So
we got that little variance right there going on.
But you be so interested in the show, you don't even pay attention to that.
You don't.
Time flies by fast. It does.
Yeah,
it does. It goes by fast.
Glad y'all enjoy it.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started tonight. Herman, take us away.
You're not going to plug us?
I
was excited. What can I say? So, you can catch us on Twitter. Brian, you know what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, our Twitter handle is @DelayOfGame3. Feel free to live tweet the show when we're on Wednesdays at 8 o'clock. Also, send your questions in earlier. We may bring them up on the show. And just follow us. We got things going on, places we're going to be. We'd like to see you.
Now we can start.
Herman, just give him the Instagram
handle. We appreciate y'all joining us.
Give him the Instagram handle.
Oh, Brian didn't get it. He didn't get it.
I didn't do Instagram. I'm sorry.
Right there. It's the it's official.
The official Live Game.
We just set up the Instagram.
Official Live Game.
I swear, y'all. That's not my part of the show, okay? Just get that right. All right, so we're gonna go.
We just made a joke.
We're gonna go through some hot topics this week. We're gonna have an outrageous prediction for the season. We're going to do our Super Bowl picks. Then we're going to do our weekly picks. We usually do our primetime games, and then we do 2 of the biggest matchups that we pick for the week. We'll do a little bit of fantasy talk, and then we're going to have our final thoughts. So let's get this show started. We're going to talk about a couple of things that happened during the season. During the off season, just recently. We'll start with the Cowboys cutting the veteran safety Clinton Dix. Kind of a surprising move, I guess. I've been reading some things that he wasn't looking too good in camp. Makes me wonder why they signed him in the first place now. Brian, what you think about that? We'll let the other resident Cowboys fan start that one off.
Yeah. I had been keeping an eye, on the Cowboys, listening to a lot of the reporters that they got going down there. And like you were saying, he wasn't looking very well in practice. I mean, why we signed him when he was with that other team?
Right.
Last year they let him go.
Right. That should have been an indication.
That should have been the case. The only thing I can think of is that, the head coach of the Cowboys now had drafted Clinton Dix and thought maybe he could get some out of him, but that didn't work. So he got cut early so he can hopefully latch on with another squad. And right now the Cowboys safety position is in question.
Yeah, what you think, J3?
Yeah, like Brian just said, I'm surprised y'all even picked him up because he was trash when he was with us. So why y'all would even sign him is really like confusing to me.
Yeah, Mark.
Yeah, I mean, he only played well his first 2 years in Green Bay. After that, he wasn't nothing. I feel like Green Bay he went to Chicago, and then of course he went to the Washington team. But I think the writing was on the wall. I think you guys opened it up to get somebody else, but we talk about that a little bit later too.
Yeah,
exactly. So the whole reason why the man got released is because they're gonna bring your boy in, who said come get me over a year ago, but they're gonna wait till after the first game, so they don't have to guarantee his full season money, and they can pay him per week. But that's just saying.
That makes sense. I mean, still, it's a waste of time.
Are you speaking about Derek Carr? Because we signed him to the practice squad. Is that who you're talking about, Big Red?
You talking about the cornerback Carr y'all just signed?
Yeah, we signed Carr from the Ravens. That's who Reg is talking about. You talking about a Raven player, right? That played in the defensive.
Another Raven player.
Yeah,
okay, because Carr is on our practice squad, so.
No, I'm talking about a possible future Hall of Famer. You know who I'm talking about.
I think I have an idea.
Marcus.
Right.
I mean, just probably just to bounce off what Big Red said. They let him go so they can make room for Earl Thomas. That's what that's about.
Yeah, I think I'm looking now. I'm thinking they may have just brought him in to kind of help the secondary learn the defense, maybe. And then they saw he wasn't going to be serviceable, so they just moved on from him. So we'll see what happens. I'm sure we'll have that as a hot topic if that other guy from the Ravens, if the Cowboys decide to go after him. I mean, just get it done already. Hopefully week 2 it'll be done and we won't have to have no more talks about it. So we'll see. So moving on, the Washington team released Adrian Peterson.
Washington football team. Use the correct name there. Okay.
Whatever.
WTF.
The Washington,
WTF.
Yeah, the Washington
WFT.
WTF.
Hey. Marcus, I got your back, bro. Don't worry about it.
The Washington football team.
There you go. Say it loud and proud.
I'll give it to y'all. They released Adrian Peterson, and he turned around and signed a 1-year deal worth $1 million with incentives with the Lions. So, what y'all think about that one? Let's hear what you got to say, Big Reg.
A lot of people in this area kind of question the move, but it made all perfect sense to me. You got a whole new regime. They're giving the keys to the offense to Dwayne Haskins. They want him to be the leader of that group. They also want the young team to grow together. You've got a young receiving core. You got young tight ends for the most part. Pretty much a young offensive line. The oldest guy on the offensive line is the right tackle, and he's still under 30. So why not let the young running backs grow with that group and not have to worry about having a Hall of Famer in the backfield that if you don't play him, you're going to catch hell. And if the young guys aren't performing, they're gonna say, "Well, where's AP?" So, just made sense. New regime, new time. Let them go. Appreciate it. They're not winning this year anyway, so why keep an old veteran running back on?
Yeah, I can definitely agree with that last part. They definitely not winning this year. Go ahead, Mark.
Okay. Don't be surprised.
Yeah, I mean-
that's all I got to say.
I mean, it was a business move. I mean, but AP was a heart and soul of that Washington offense last year. I mean, he ran like a bull in a china cabinet. I can understand the business move, but my heart kind of breaking for him. And he was a very, very professional during the whole ordeal he was here with the Washington team. So I can understand why they did it, but I think you got a young quarterback. He better watch that backside.
J3.
You know, at first I was a little upset that they got rid of AP, but as Big Reg broke it down, it made sense that they're trying to build a team that's going to be a winning team, and for AP, you got to feed him the ball. So you can't do that if you have the rookies on the sideline looking like, well, when am I going to play? So it made a lot of sense that they let him go.
Marcus.
I mean, AP's he's at the end of his career. They're structuring the whole team just to build them up, and just a bunch of young players. I guess they don't really want no old heads in there. I mean, the team doesn't even look like the same team it was like 2 or 3 years ago. Just everybody's new, everybody's young. So it makes perfect sense. I mean, Adrian Peterson wasn't going to do that much anyway. And like I said, this year it's not going to be a lot. I don't think it's going to be a lot of winning. So, just go with the young squad and build them up and send AP on his way.
Brian.
I think in the long run, it was the right thing to do. The only part I question is the safety of your young quarterback. I'm curious if these young rookies are going to be able to remember to pick up that blitz from that linebacker coming from the blind side. I know AP would definitely be there, to make sure that Haskins has a little bit of time and doesn't get, blasted. So to catch 22, it's great that you're getting all these young guys in there, but again, you don't have nobody really teaching them anything. They're kind of all learning on their own. So we'll see how it plays out. This year is a learning curve for that Washington squad. So I don't anticipate them doing much, winning. But if they learn together and it makes them a better team next year, then it was all worth it. But I just hope their quarterback stays upright.
Yeah, I mean, I think they had to make the move. It's like you said, it's a new regime. Like Big Ray said, it's a new regime. They want to go with the young guys. I think you protect your quarterback by your play calling. You're not going to put him in those 5 or 7 step drops if your running backs can't pick up the blitz. So I think that's how they're protecting. But you got to see what these young guys can do, because you need to know if you need to move on from them. You can't keep holding on to them and have them sitting behind Adrian Peterson. I applaud Adrian Peterson because I feel like he loves the game of football. I mean, because he signed with the Lions. You know what I mean? He wants to play. He could have tried to go to a contender, but he loves the game of football. So
do you think it's more that he loves the game of football, or that he's trying to set some type of record?
He needs that money too, probably.
And he needs that money too.
AP is set. AP got one of the biggest gyms, even though COVID's hurt a lot of people. AP got one of the biggest gyms in Houston. Trent Williams is a part owner of that with him. They do big time. They do professional training out of his gym. AP making money. AP got plenty of money. I generally think he just enjoys playing. That's all he's ever known what to do. So he just wants to do it. He feels like his body's still fine. And if you listen to everybody, we just had a gentleman on our show last night who's a Washington football team insider, and he said AP was in phenomenal shape this year and looked good all through the camp. So he still got some stuff left. He just wants to play, but the league has moved from him.
Mm-hmm.
You're looking at nobody's ever attempted to make AP a pass catching back, so everybody thinks he can't catch the ball. And the new league is you want backs that can do everything.
Right.
Yeah, that's true. Very true. Good point.
All I can tell you is when he played with the Vikings, I used to cringe every time he came here because he just ran all over our defense like they wasn't even out there.
Yes.
Yeah, he did that to
I mean,
a lot of
for a
people.
few years, he was the Vikings offense.
Exactly.
There was nobody else, and they just handed it to him and handed it to him. And I think that was a little hard here too, trying to get him in that rhythm so he could, do what he does. But, good luck with the Lions.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
He gonna need it.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
So, Seattle re-signed Josh Gordon this past week. He hasn't been reinstated yet, I don't believe. I'll start this one off. I don't get why teams I know he's talented, but teams keep giving him an opportunity, but they don't get much return, in my opinion, because he's not on the field. And he's going to serve some type of possible suspension before he gets on the field. So, why keep going back into that well as opposed to trying to develop younger players or go somewhere else if you need to get, that talent level? That's my opinion. I think it's time to move on from that. Just let it go at this point. What you think, J3?
Josh has talent, and unfortunately, he's not expressing it on the field because, like you said, his antics off of the field is hurting him. Once he realizes that he has a problem and he gets help, maybe he could be back on the field and be a contender with the team.
Yeah. Marcus?
I'm just amazed that he's getting so many chances. I'm just really that just some people, I guess there's something about him that he keeps getting all these chances. A lot of people I don't think would get this many chances. I mean, like, I always hope the best for him. I want him to succeed. Those couple of amazing seasons he had in Cleveland. If we could see that on a regular basis every year, it'd be great. But I hope the best for him. But like I said, I'm just amazed that he keeps getting all these opportunities.
Big Reg?
I think this was purely a PR move to keep Russell Wilson appeased, because Russell Wilson wanted them to sign AB and still wants them to sign AB, but they don't want any part of that. So they dangle this Josh Gordon out in front of them, says we're going to try to get him reinstated, and if it doesn't happen, doesn't cost him anything. If he does come in, they get him dirt cheap, and they don't have to deal with the AP drama. So that my opinion, I just think that's all about trying to appease Russell Wilson.
Which they should.
Right. I mean, you got a franchise quarterback. You need to give him the weapons he needs. Brian?
Yeah, I'm on that same line of thought with you guys. And the other thing is, I'm a little curious about this year is that because the NFL has changed some of its rules when it comes to substance abuses and things of that sort, how well he'll be able to adapt and actually maybe stay on the field for a 16-game season, as opposed to relapsing somewhere from like 4 to 5 games and no longer being able to play. So we'll see. I mean, he was a very, very talented receiver in Cleveland. He showed flashes here and there, a little bit in New England, not really much when he was with Seattle last year, but you never know. I mean, he could be a gem in a fantasy stud later on down the road.
Mark?
Yeah, I think Big Reg hit it on the nose, man. It's the lesser two evils. Russell really wanted some help. He wanted AB, but to appease him, he agreed to go with Josh Gordon. I think in Seattle, he's in the right position for the help because Pete Carroll is fantastic with working with young players, especially trouble players too. And I think the situation is good for him. It's just a matter, man. He just got to stop the foolishness and really, really work on what's going on with himself to get everything straight, and then he can get back on the field. And until he do that, I mean, this is going to be the same old song over and over again.
All right.
So we just gonna act like Tyler. Hold on. So we just gonna act like Tyler Lockett isn't a legit number 1 wide receiver.
He still needs somebody to compliment him.
Exactly.
Right.
You can be the
Him
number 1
are a good duo, but it would be. I think Lockett would do better in the slot than on the outside.
Okay.
I think they have a terrible offensive line and they never fixed that. So Russ is saying, I've got to scramble almost every pass play. So give me two people that I can look for when I'm scrambling to throw the ball to.
Yes.
That is the full truth right there.
That is true.
Anytime you watch a Seattle game, he's just running for his life.
Yes.
That's what they need to work on. All right, we're going to move on to one of the big signings of the week, Deshaun Watson. 4-year deal, $160 million with 111 guaranteed. Let's go ahead and kick it off, Marcus. You love Deshaun Watson. Let's hear it.
I mean, that's my dude. I'm so happy for him. I mean, this was definitely coming. My only problem is, you signed this big deal and then you get rid of his number one wide receiver. That's stupid head coach, stupid general manager.
That's where I thought you were going. Go ahead.
I mean, here you have it could be a generational quarterback, future Hall of Famer, and you just to me you do everything you can to undermine him. I mean, obviously, you feel he's the future, and you sign this big contract, you get the money, but then if he doesn't achieve greatness, it won't be because of his talent. It'll be because of his the team he was on and the person, the coach, and the general manager.
True.
And another thing is, and with this signing, Cowboys just you're gonna have to pay Dak. Don't let Lamar get signed and Dak still doesn't sign. I mean, every time a quarterback gets signed, it just gets worse for Dallas.
So
I don't think we're worried about Lamar in this situation.
Let me touch on that one. So you think who you think's better, Dak or Deshaun Watson?
Deshaun Watson, but Dak deserves Dak deserves money.
So Deshaun Watson's contract should cap Dak then. So how does it hurt the Cowboys on having to sign Dak?
NFL contracts don't work like that, Herman. Stop it.
But look, wait a minute now. I know how they work. They always take the latest one and they bump it up some.
That's the starting point.
That's the starting point. So he can't get a whole lot more than that. Deshaun got that's about $40 million a year, right?
Yeah, technically the guaranteed money is $39 million a year. And then with bonuses and stuff like that, they say it can go up to 165 or something like that. So it's going to be somewhere between 39 and like 41 million a year.
So that's going to put Dak around 42 to 44 for the Cowboys.
If they pay him.
If they will, they're going to pay him.
If they pay him.
You sure about that?
You sure about that?
It's going to happen.
They'll pay him because we'll talk about that when we do our Super Bowl picks.
I don't know why y'all ain't going there. Y'all ain't gonna see no parts of it. That might be what they talking about, Mark. Right there.
He jumped a few segments.
Mark, what you think about this signing?
I think it's wonderful. In this time and era in America, for a long time, the black quarterback was considered not capable of running an offense and being in this league. I think it's fantastic for all of them. Go get that money. I can't say more. Like Marcus said, I just hope that he get the talent around him to make. He's always been a winner. He's been a winner in Clemson. I mean, this dude's shown it. You pay him the money. He's worth it. He's definitely worth it.
He's won at every level he's played at so far, except for the NFL. He won a state championship in high school.
There you go.
In South Carolina. He won the national championship in Clemson. And if you if you have a real organization with a real GM,
right,
he would give you a chance to win a Super Bowl.
Exactly.
And he's actually given them a chance despite all that. I mean, I know they've been in the playoffs every time, and if they haven't even won a division, if my memory serves me.
Hey, I tell you what, if you can go back to the draft and do a redo, what do you think the Bears would be doing right now?
Man, a lot of redos.
Okay,
right? They have multiple choices of redos that they can do.
Yes.
I'm just talking about that one though. Just that.
That's what I'm saying. They got a couple of different quarterbacks that they could have took before they took Trubisky. We could go all day talking about that.
Yeah. Oh God, that's a whole nother subject, whole nother segment.
J3, what you think about that signing?
It's well deserved. Deshaun has definitely proven since he's been in the league that he's worth the amount of money that they're offering to pay him, and I think he's going to show in the future that it's a well versed investment.
Brian?
Yeah, and just to like piggyback on Mark's point, before you a black in quarterback in the NFL would never be the highest paid player in the league, and now we got two of them, because we got Mahomes. And now we got him. So
three.
Oh
Russell Wilson was the highest paid.
Yeah, Russell Wilson was the highest paid. So you are right on that. And then once we sign,
and we're going to get two more. We're going to get two more.
That'll be four.
Right.
Well, we'll get there. But Lamar, you kind of rushing him. I think he still got another year before they can even negotiate. So this is only his third year. This is his third year. So
yeah, you don't think he's worthy of that?
Oh, I do. I do.
Yeah,
I don't think they're going to do it this early. Is what I'm saying. It doesn't make sense for Baltimore to do it this early yet.
Are they going to do it if he doesn't win a playoff game this year, though?
That's another issue too.
Yes.
Yeah. So.
Yes.
But props to Deshaun. I mean, again, he deserves it. He is definitely proven that he is one of the elite quarterbacks in the NFL right now, and it's just a good time in us to see that we're doing so well at the quarterback position.
Agreed.
All right, so we're going to move on to the next signing, which could have been with Deshaun, but he was shipped out of Houston. So DeAndre Hopkins signed a 2-year extension worth $54.5 million, and that's $42 million guaranteed, and that's new money. And he also got a no trade and no franchise tag clause in that contract. So, and he negotiated that on his own.
On his own.
Balling. Keep all the money.
All of that money is in his pocket. Big Reg, what you got on that?
That's strong. That is strong. Now you've paired up Kyler Murray, who is another one coming who's going to end up with one of these huge contracts very soon. Mm-hmm. You've given him a number one wide receiver that's going to be with him for years. And if you look at the total money, because he's actually got 3 years left on his current deal, it worked out to 18.8 over the 5 years. That's less than what some people got recently this year playing down in another team that got $20 million again. I'm just saying that's a great deal, and he should have still been with his team getting paid with his boy that he played college ball with, but that's a whole nother subject, so I'm going to leave that alone. So it's a great deal for Arizona.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. J3.
So, Hopkins, all I can say is he definitely made out. Houston's going to miss his presence on the field. And when you look at that squad and you look at the leadership that's on that team, he actually benefited from going to Arizona, because he doesn't have to deal with that nonsense any longer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think this was a great deal, especially the fact that he negotiated it on his own. Like you said, all the money is in his pockets. Yeah, he's getting paid a little less than another wide receiver that got paid a little more. That could have actually got a lot more from another team that tried to sign him, but he stayed where he knew he needed to be. So, but Deshaun, DeAndre, he can revisit, another contract in the future too. And the no trade clause is big, but I think the franchise tag clause is probably bigger, because that's what teams use to hold you hostage. They always hold you hostage with that. So that was real good for him. Brian?
Yeah, and again, I'm just so impressed on the fact that I heard that he negotiated this contract himself. You normally think of some big, wig, doing it like, Tom Cruise, show me the money, type guy, doing this for him. So when he did it himself, that was really I don't know, just a cap, a pin in the cap, from how well he's doing for himself. And like you guys were saying, I mean, with Cliff Kingsbury's offense, if it works half as well as it did in college, I mean, he's set up to do very, very well, and they're going to be scoring a whole lot of points. So a lot of people are slipping on the Cardinals, but I think they're going to be a dark horse this year.
Mark?
Yeah, I definitely think he moved on to a much better situation. For a while, he was right in that tier between the the top 5 wide receivers within the last like 3 years, and then he just escalated himself. He just went higher and higher. I think he is the top wide receiver in the league, and he got paid for it. Fantastic. I like it.
And Marcus. Marcus.
Wake up, Marcus.
Behind it, I'm speaking. You hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you now.
I'm froze.
No, we can hear you now.
Oh, so like Brian said, I'm 100% behind it. I'm happy that he was able to negotiate it himself, keep all that money in his own pocket. Like Mark said, he definitely wanted, if not the number one, definitely one of the top 2 or 3 wide receivers in the league. And the person that benefits the most from all this is Kyler Murray. I'm happy. I'm real excited to see what he's going to do this year. And with wide receiver like that, there's no stopping him. So, good for everybody else involved.
And too, the other point too that is that he had some garbage quarterbacks before Deshaun, and he only played with Deshaun for 2 years. So to be putting up the stats that he did with the people throwing the ball to him that he did, I mean, it's going to be scary what he's going to do down there with Kyler.
Can I add one more quick thing before we move on? And it actually tailors more toward Deshaun, but I think DeAndre also had this happen. I read an article earlier today. It was on ESPN. Deshaun Watson's contract, he got a little help. Patrick Mahomes sent him the details of his contract when Watson was negotiating with the Texans.
Interesting.
Told him exactly what he was doing, how much it is. And this is a new thing that's going around. These uber talented players are working out together in these practice places that are all across the country, Arizona, Florida, and all that. And they're getting real, real tight, and they're realizing their power, economic power. So now they're getting together, sharing information so that a person like DeAndre Hopkins can have all the information he wants, so he doesn't have to pay somebody else to go negotiate a contract with him. He can get Amari's contract, look at it, figure out the fine points, and go from there.
Yeah.
Most of it's boilerplate anyway. You pay a lawyer to look over it at the end just to make sure it's nothing funny in there. Right. Pay him time and then keep it going.
So that's when they're going to get real dangerous.
I was getting ready to say, what's the number
it's
one
good to see these players being
American
financially savvy.
What'd you say, Joe?
I was getting ready to say, what's the number one problem that we have in America?
We don't have generational wealth.
Well, not only that, but most people don't read, and because of that, you have somebody else do it for you.
Yeah.
DeAndre did what he's supposed to. He read something, just like Big Red said. He read somebody else's contract and used it to his advantage, so he can get the contract that he wanted.
Yeah. All right, so we're gonna move on to another signing. Clowney signed with the Titans for a 1 year, $12 million deal. Definitely adds to their defense, but now I'm starting to wonder, what is Clowney doing? He's hiring himself out on these 1 year contracts. Is he not trying to get something long term with some guaranteed, more guaranteed money, or is he asking for too much? What y'all think his deal is?
He's asking for too much. He's definitely asking for too much. He's looking for too much money all the time, and not only that, but he had more money on the table, and he didn't want to get it. So now it's at the end of the season where you got to do something. So he just basically got the best deal that he could get at this particular point. And he has an opportunity to make the same money, but he could have got the money he's getting now guaranteed was by another team. So
that's Cleveland money, though.
Yeah.
it don't look as good on the table. I think.
It all spins, Herman. It all spins.
But is he actually chasing the money, or is he actually chasing the ring? Because all these squads that he's going to teams that are contenders.
That's true. That is true.
But they're contenders that are looking for that next piece. So that's why they're only signing him for like 1 year. They're not going to sign him for a bunch of time. They're like back when the Cowboys signed Dion or when the Niners signed Dion. They're looking for this piece to try to get them over the hump. So we'll see.
I mean, when you just look at all these other contracts that teams are dishing out, you know, and you look at him getting this 1 year, $12 million deal, you have to wonder, you know, what is his motivation? And it may be, like you said, J3, he may be just trying to get that ring and finally jumping from contender to contender, whereas some other players, they're chasing that big payday, you know, and be set up for life. So
I think he's going for it. It's a prove it year for him. You know, he's back with Mike Vrabel, who was his linebacker coach and his defensive coach
Exactly.
Before. So under him, in 2017, he had the best year he had as a athlete. His problem is staying on the field. A lot of teams, you know, the matchup is great. He can play anywhere on the line, but it's his durability of being on the field is what's the question mark. So right now, if Mike Vrabel can get the talent out of him that he deserves, he'll get paid because he's trying to prove to himself. He's trying to get championship. And he's trying to make some money. He can do it with Vrabel. I think that's a good fit for him.
Big Reg.
Yeah, I think Mark hit it on the nose. He went to Seattle trying to chase. He was chasing money and a ring with Seattle. Most people don't know or didn't pay attention. He was hurt most of last season, but because he's been injured so often, he played injured. So when he wanted $20 million from Seattle because they knew he was hurt, and even though he didn't get the sacks, he was the most dominant player on the defensive line, and they said no, he got offended. And then he thought he could get close to that somewhere else, dropped his number to 18, then dropped his number to 15, then all the money was gone. So when he was looking around, he was like, okay, if I'm going to be on a 1 year deal, let me go someplace where I know the system, I can be the most effective and try to cash in again. Because the Saints were trying, if he was really going for a ring, the Saints were trying to sign him. But because of that cap, I think the Saints only had $8 million that they could guarantee him and did some bonuses that could have taken it up to 10.
Mm-hmm.
But he didn't want that because he didn't know what that situation would look like for him long term.
If I'm not mistaken, I think with incentives, he's somewhere with a 15 or 16. So that was the most he can get out of that particular deal.
Marcus, are you okay?
I'm fine. I can hear you.
Did you not take a nap? Or, I mean, are you tired? Are we boring you? Are you everything okay?
You got that Mason glass over there again and sipping and we ain't looking.
Hold on. What time did Marcus get on the show? Did he do something else before the show?
No, I'm good. I mean, I just got to pick it back off of what Big Reg and Mark said. You know, the problem is he can't stay on the field. That's, you know, team to team. Teams are you know, what's a durability issue, and you know this is what you get when you have durability issues. 1 year contracts.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to another signing. Man, there's a lot of signings.
Yeah.
Jalen Ramsey signed a 5-year extension. $105 million.
That money make you ugly. That money make you ugly.
$21 million a year, $71.2 million in guarantees, making him the highest DB in NFL history. Wow. Anybody jump in? What you got on that?
All I can say, it must be nice.
Right.
I mean, when the Rams traded for him, they had to make this deal. They could not lose out. How many number ones did they give up for him?
Two number ones and a number 4.
Yeah, so I mean, they were going to have to pay this guy, and I'm not going to say he's not worth it because he absolutely is. I mean, he's one of the few we got now. You know, straight shut down corners. You know, him, and White and Buffalo are the two names that jump in my head right now. But I mean, he's worth it. But God damn, that's a lot of money. But congrats.
Yeah, he just got to shut up and go prove it on the field. That's the biggest thing. And I was looking at the list. The highest paid cornerback. I was surprised to see that Miami had 2 of them. Your old boy Byron Jones is one of them.
Yeah.
Under him is Xavier Howard. 2 of them, both of them play for Miami. The third one was Patrick Peterson, and the fourth one was Tre'Davious White. But all of them are shut down corners. you like you said when they traded for him, you knew they had to pay him. So it was just a matter of time before it happened.
Yeah, definitely.
He made his remember last year when he came to camp with the Jaguars, he arrived in an armored truck.
Yeah, the Brinks truck. Yeah. Yes.
And said, you're gonna have to pay me so much, you're gonna have to put me on layaway. So he just made that come true.
He did.
Definitely did.
That was a statement. That was a
It
true
was.
statement.
All right, so we got one more signing. This one was late today, I believe it was. Kareem Hunt signed a 2-year extension, $13.28 million, $8.5 million guaranteed with Cleveland. What y'all think about this one?
I think it was a good deal for Cleveland. I think that Hunt is a very good talent. I mean, he was awesome with Kansas City. You know, his only biggest problem was his off the field issue. So as long as he has that under control, I think Cleveland stole him for the talent that he has in this contract that he signed. I mean, I think all he got was 8.5 guaranteed. So it's a no-brainer. I think they did a good job, and hopefully he can get himself on track and get back with another team and make a little more money down the road.
J3.
All I'm gonna say is, if he gets on the field, y'all better watch out, because he got something to prove. Because trust me, he has a lot of talent stored up in him, and he's just waiting to unleash it.
Yeah, Cleveland's got a lot of talent on their offense. The question is what are they going to do with it? And that's their question. It seems like every year, you know. So
sound like the blue and
No, it don't sound like.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, see, that shows you bad organizations. You can compile talent all you want to, but if the organization isn't good, it doesn't matter.
That sounds like silver and blue.
Yeah, that definitely sounds like the Washington team. But all right, so we're gonna move on to some.
Hey, Mark, you're getting over easy this week, man. Ain't nobody messing with you and them stealing.
Right.
Ain't nobody worried about Bennett and his elbow that's gonna fall off.
Still in the cast somewhere.
Hey, we do better when we fly under the radar. We fine. I'm fine, baby. I'm good.
All right, so we're gonna move on to some bad news. Von Miller, I think they said he ruptured a tendon or something in his ankle.
In his foot.
Yeah. So it looks like he's gonna be out for the season. That is a huge blow to that Denver defense. I know, the defense was probably going to carry them this year, maybe keep them in games, but now, it's not pretty. What y'all think on this one?
Yeah, that's a bad situation because on the other side, they got Bradley Chubb, who's coming off his injury, and he's going to be on a quote-unquote pitch count, so he's only going to play so many plays. Now, people are going to be double-teaming him coming off an injury?
Yep.
That's a problem.
Yeah.
That's a big problem.
Yeah.
So their offense better be able to score 30, or they're going to get a lot of L's.
Oh, man.
And that ain't going to happen no time
Right.
soon.
Well, look, they just got what's the running back they got from the Rams? I mean, not
Melvin
from the Rams.
Gordon.
Melvin Gordon. So he's going to ride on that horse and get them to the championship.
But they're going to stack the box on him. They're not worried about that quarterback.
Well, he was doing all right near the end of the season. We'll see.
He ain't gonna.
I'm not expecting much from the Broncos. I'm really not now.
If you're a defensive coordinator, you're gonna stop Melvin Gordon and make that
absolutely.
quarterback go to football.
Absolutely.
So, and
I mean, for Denver fans, I mean, this is terrible. Because like you said, they were just getting Bradley Chubb back, and basically that's what he had a subpar year. He was okay, but with him and Chubb in there, man, you got to worry about two of them crazy fools going wild on you. So now he's not there. I think the defense is in trouble.
Yeah, not only that, but he was helping them corners back there too. Getting that pressure, making that quarterback make a quicker decision than he is now.
Mm-hmm.
Now I don't know who they're gonna get. That quarterback might be sitting back there for 5 minutes. So,
Marcus.
but speedy recovery to you. 6 to 8 months. I think he said. Was it 6 months, Herman? 6 months.
I'm not sure what the recovery was, but
I thought I heard 6. So.
Marcus.
I mean, like you guys have said, this is a huge loss for Denver. They they're going to put everything on the defense this year because offense wasn't going to do. Von Miller out, and like you said, Chubb coming back. I think I had a third place in the division this season, but I'm gonna have to put them back the last in the division. Don't see much coming from them this season.
Yeah, if you drafted that defense in fantasy, you better let it go.
Yeah, you might want to get rid of that. Quick. All right, so that was all of our hot topics for the week. We're going to move on to our outrageous prediction of the season. So hopefully y'all made some good ones. Let's start with Marcus. Let me see if we can get you in there, Marcus, before you.
He already made his. He made his when we did our AFC picks.
I told you I changed them AFC picks.
Them Bengals.
I told you it was the wrong week.
It was still the same team, so I still don't see how you got those numbers from last year.
My outrageous prediction of the season is Arizona Cardinals win.
Arizona Cardinals what?
Win the Super Bowl. That's my outrageous prediction.
Oh, wow.
Win the Super Bowl.
That's outrageous.
J3, what you got?
So for me, right, in the Super Bowl, I got Miami going against Cleveland, and Miami winning the Super Bowl.
Wait, that can't happen, Jake. That can't happen.
Wait a minute.
That's why it's outrageous.
Yeah, that's impossible. They both in the AFC.
Wow. Okay. So let's go Miami. Let's go Miami and the
Lions.
Oh,
okay,
no, Miami and the Vikings. Miami and the Vikings.
Okay.
And Miami wins. Did you say?
Yeah, Miami will win.
That actually would be awesome. That actually would be awesome because their coach. I mean, he has them fools down there playing.
Yeah,
That's 2 years away. That's 2 years away.
I think you're right. I think you're right on that one, Big Reg.
All right, I'm gonna give mine. I'm gonna go. Joe Burrow wins the MVP of the league. And wait a minute, I ain't done. I got some more for you. And he.
I don't think that's outrageous.
He leads the Bengals. I didn't say the offensive. I didn't say the rookie of the year, though, Marcus.
No, he said NFL MVP.
Yes, and he leads the Bengals to the Super Bowl and wins the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
In his rookie year.
Just don't hold your breath, bro.
Who did they beat in the Super Bowl, Herman? Do you know?
Huh?
Who did they beat in the Super Bowl?
Let's make it real outrageous. The Washington football team.
Wow. You really said that for real? Really? Okay.
That's disrespectful. That's disrespectful.
It's very disrespectful.
What you got, Brian?
Mine is kind of on the same lines with Marcus's. Not as outrageous, apparently, but I predict that the Cardinals will not only win the NFC West, but they're going to beat the 49ers both times this year.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay.
Mark?
Mine's is about the Washington football team.
Oh Lord!
And
Oh,
that
Jesus.
is Alex Smith will lead this team to the playoffs.
Wow!
Alex Smith will lead this team to the
Why do you
playoffs.
keep wanting to see Alex Smith on the football field? You are killing me with that.
I just
All
got
right,
that
Big
feeling,
Red.
man. I just got the feeling.
All right, Big Reg, I held you for last, so I wanted to hear this one.
Hold on. Let me catch a breath real quick before we go. All right, go ahead. I'm ready.
Cam Newton will win the comeback player of the year, but the New England Patriots will only go 7-9 if they play a whole season. Dallas will get to the playoffs, but get eliminated in the second round or the championship. At the end of the year, Dak does not get a new contract because he's going to want $42 million a year. Cam Newton is your new starting quarterback for 2021. The Dallas Cowboys making $25 to $30 million a year.
Wow.
Oh,
Hey,
Where does that go?
I mean, that's like a
What is that?
2-year thing.
Dak goes to the Patriots. I guess, is that where Dak goes? He goes to the Patriots.
No, because the Patriots ain't gonna pay Dak that much either.
No, the Patriots going to
He
get one of
probably
the
go
young
to the
quarterbacks.
Lions. He probably go to the Lions. They'll probably get rid of Stafford and pay Dak.
Wow.
That goes to the Chicago Bears for $40-something million a year. and
That's-
puts the Bears, makes the Bears
I
a
was
contender.
cool. I was kind of cool with maybe losing in the second or the championship round. I could kind of live with that. It ain't what I want, but I could kind of live with that. But then you just went to a whole nother level. I had to stop listening.
Wow. All right.
So we'll
Now,
see.
let's get to some-
Hold up. Edward Johnson says,
Really, Ed? Really, Ed?
says Big Ben is
Get
getting
it
the
out.
comeback player of the year.
Only him. Only Ed. Only Ed.
Fantasy? Is that
That's,
what it is?
that's the outrageous pick, though, right? That's-
Okay.
Yeah, that's outrageous.
Yeah.
That's very
Yeah, that's
outrageous.
outrageous.
All right, let's get to some real Super Bowl picks here. Let's let's see if we can bring us back to some reality. Big Reg, who you got in the Super Bowl
And why?
and your winner?
Super Bowl this year, AFC Championship will come down to Baltimore against Kansas City. We will see Mr. Jackson get over the hump, not once but twice, make it to the Super Bowl. The Baltimore Ravens will end up playing.
She
Put
did
your
it
packages
again.
up there.
I'm sorry, Red. She did it again.
You're not muted, bro. You were
The
not
ball-
muted.
The Baltimore Ravens will end up playing the New Orleans Saints, and you'll see Lamar get his first championship and become the highest paid quarterback in the NFL.
Okay.
Okay. J3.
You know, that's kind of hard to follow because Baltimore is like right there at that point. Kansas City is very good on both sides of the field. So I don't know if Lamar has enough to just going to take the reins from Kansas City. So I'm still going to go with Kansas City though. But as far as the NFC goes, I think Seattle is going to surprise everybody and go to the Super Bowl, and Russell going to get another ring.
Woo!
Okay. Mark.
I'm on the Kansas City bandwagon too. I see Kansas City and the Baltimore Ravens in the AFC Championship. I've got Kansas City making it back to their second Super Bowl, back to back. In the NFC, I got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the NFC Championship. I also see them going against the San Francisco 49ers in the championship. And that in the NFC, San Francisco goes again. You got Super Bowl back to back. Two teams again, and Kansas City gonna take it again.
All right, Marcus.
I like that.
Mm-hmm.
When's the last time that happened?
It's been a minute.
When the Cowboys and the Bills went back.
4 times.
Oh, yeah. That's long time ago.
Here we go. Who you got, Marcus?
I got KC in Baltimore, and of course in the AFC Championship, and I got Seattle and New Orleans in the NFC Championship. And for Super Bowl, I'm predicting. I think it's the first time ever we have 2 black starting quarterbacks. So it would be KC against Seattle, and unfortunately for Russell, Mahomes wins another Super Bowl.
Okay. Marcus, who you got? I mean, Brian.
So the AFC, we're all.
If you say
aligned.
Cowboys, I'm muting you.
I got the
right now. If you say Cowboys.
Ravens and the Chiefs. The Ravens and the Chiefs. But I'm more on the Ravens bandwagon at this point. I think that Lamar will get over the hump, like Big Red said, and take his squad to the championship. On the NFC side, I have. Get your finger off the button, Marcus. I have the San Francisco 49ers against America's team. America's team, of course, wins.
The
Patriots in AFC.
Absolutely not.
The
Absolutely not.
Giants.
All I want you to do while I'm saying it is just Google it and see what pops up. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. The Cowboys win the Super Bowl. Dak gets paid next week. Reg's theory is bogus. Cowboys Super Bowl champions, number 6.
All right, so yeah, we're pretty close. Everybody's the same on the AFC. I got Baltimore and Kansas City, but I got Kansas City going back to the Super Bowl again. So the NFC side, I'm gonna roll with the Saints and the Cowboys in the championship. But I got the Saints beating the Cowboys and going to the Super Bowl. And it's going to be the Saints and the Chiefs, and I'm going to give it to the Chiefs. I think they're going to repeat.
Chiefs are definitely stacked. I mean, that Vegas got all their money on them. You got to put up a lot to win any money against them.
Definitely.
Yeah, but quiet as it's kept, the Ravens are almost too deep at every position.
It's going to put.
I feel like it's a toss up between Chiefs and the Ravens. It could definitely be a toss up.
So Herman, the real question should be is how long is the season actually going to be going on? That should be the real question.
There you go, J3. There you go.
I'm just saying.
We picking like it's going to be a whole season, so we just going to hope for that.
Hey, Marcus, did you see what Ed wrote?
Oh, yeah, he said Jackson ain't getting to the Super Bowl. It's KC or Pitt versus Seattle or New Orleans.
Yeah, that's
we don't know. Who does Edward like? There you go.
Oh,
but he needs to pick a winner.
Well, if he thinks the Pitt's getting there, who the winner is.
Exactly.
He didn't put it down, so he needs to pick a winner.
All right, we're going to move into our weekly picks. We'll start off with the Thursday night game, the NFL kickoff game. You got the Houston Texans at the Kansas City Chiefs. So who you got in this one, J3?
Come on, man. That's a no-brainer, man. KC going to win by at least 21 points.
That much?
Not even close, huh?
You go disrespect Sean like that?
He did just show us this in the playoffs. So it ain't far-fetched.
Okay. Big Red, who you got in this one?
I think Kansas City will win it. The main reason, unlike most years where the Super Bowl champs were out partying and doing things because of COVID, everybody was locked in. So people had to train, and there's more cohesion with Kansas City. And we've already said that Houston has an issue with their management. So Kansas City, but I think it's going to be within 7 points.
Okay. Marcus?
Well, I'm picking the Chiefs, but I think it's going to be a lot. At least I hope it's going to be a lot closer game than what J3 said. I would hate Deshaun to start off and the Texans start off so terribly, but it wouldn't surprise me, with the terrible head coaching they got. But I think it'll be a close game. I think it'll be a good game, but I'm picking the Chiefs.
Yeah, I'm rolling with the Chiefs too. I think Big Reg hit it right on the head. Kansas City's got the chemistry is already there. They've already been, they're the same team from last year with improvements. Deshaun, he's got a whole new wide receiver core. I mean, he still has Will Fuller, but he's got new weapons on offense. So this is going to take a little bit of time. I think that it'll be close though, and that'll only probably be because both teams are going to look a little ugly with no preseason. So that's why we'll see a close game. Mark,
watch out for those injuries too. It's going to be a rack of injuries this week.
Thanks, Nancy.
Yeah, negative.
True story,
no preseason. It would happen in preseason. They have it, so it's gonna happen now.
I mean, it could.
They haven't hit, haven't tackled. True story.
Exactly. There'll be a lot of hamstrings.
The Texans losing DeAndre Hopkins. They're doing a wide receiver by committee. Kansas City, they got a full arsenal. I mean, their supporting cast is too deep. The only other thing I say about the Texans is they got the same defense as they did last year. They got no influx of any new players in there. I'm taking Kansas City all the way. They're going to win it.
And Brian?
So we're all in agreement on Kansas City on the first game, which is probably how most of the NFL fans feel about it. I don't think that Houston's going to get embarrassed, like J3 says. I think it will be more than a touchdown. I think they'll probably win by 10 or 14. I think both of their defenses are awful. The only saving grace that Houston might have is if David Johnson, who they got for the wide receiver, it's hope he might be something like he was his rookie year with Kansas City. They can run the ball. The game of the season, they ran the ball all over Kansas City, and that's how they won that game. So That's the only chance they got is if they can run the ball, eat clock. But I don't see that happening. I see Kansas City actually just rolling.
Now remember when they did that, they had a different running back. They had Carlos Hyde.
They did, and they let him go. So
they let it, yeah.
And
there's a hope and a prayer.
I see Ed says that Kansas City wins by 14, so we were all in agreement on that one. So let's move on.
No Wolf this week for that one.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we won't all be in agreement on this one. So let's just get into it. We got the Cowboys at the Rams, and we're gonna start with Marcus.
That's a primetime game?
Yes, that's a
Sunday night.
Why they
Sunday night?
Because they want that Sunday night ratings.
Yeah, they're opening that new stadium. Initially, was the thing.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah,
I'm picking the Rams. No, for another reason that I want the Cowboys to lose.
yeah,
Rams.
Next. Big Reg, who you got?
All right, I'm gonna try to get some unbiased analysis on this. Seriously, brand new coach. Even though you kept the offensive coordinator, the offense is going to change. You've got a lot of pieces. Lyle Collins is injured, so you're missing your tackles. A couple of the other offensive linemen are nicked up. You lost your all-pro center who retired because of the disease, and it's going to be ugly. I think the Rams, because of continuity, will win this game. It'll be close. It'll be by 3 because they're going to be hyped in the new building, but it'll be a close game.
All right, J3.
Yeah, so piggybacking off what Big Reg just stated, if you look at the statistics, technically Dallas should win the game because of the talent that they have. However, they don't know how to win as a team. So I'm definitely going with the Rams because of the fact that they still have the continuity from the team when they went to the Super Bowl. They have all the pieces to be a winning team. They just got to know it in their head. If they can put that together, I think they'll win the game.
Mark.
Yeah, I mean on paper, matchup between CeeDee Lamb and Jalen Ramsey. That's gonna be pretty good if them two lock up together. The Rams lost a lot on defense. They lost their leading tackler, Corey Littleton, their linebacker. They also lost Dante Fowler, another linebacker. I don't see them managing much on defense against Ezekiel Elliott. So I'm gonna go with Dallas in this one.
Okay. Of course, I'm going with my Cowboys, and I'm gonna go off of what Big Red said. The first thing he said, which was what everybody's is forgetting. Dallas has a new coach. Dallas has been very talented for years, but they have been held back by the coach that they had. With this new coach, I think y'all are going to see a lot of things that you're not used to seeing with the Cowboys. So they're going to go out there, they're going to get this win in LA, and they're going to let people know that they're here to play this season and they for real. So I'm going with my Cowboys. Brian, bring us home.
What? So this game was actually really, really tough for me to make a decision. I mean, my heart always goes to the Cowboys, but due to the new environment, again, like Big Red said, new head coach, new offense, new defensive coach, lots of new players, new defensive line. I'm not positive everything's going to come together in this first game. The Rams do have continuity. They do have the same head coach. They're opening a brand new stadium. It's going to be a good game, but in the end, I do think that the Rams are going to win.
Herman, you know what you got to do?
Lone Wolfer.
I'm
Mark, didn't you pick the Cowboys, Mark?
No.
I picked the Cowboys.
Nah, he picked the Cowboys. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, never mind.
Really,
Cowboys.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just if we'd had preseason and more, I would feel more confident, but I'm just a little nervous.
That's real
I mean,
analysis.
I'm going to Super Bowl.
That's real analysis, Brian. I appreciate that, partner.
Real man,
I know that hurts, right? I know that hurts.
It looks like Ed is saying that the Cowboys. I guess he's saying the Cowboys are going to win because he's saying that
Golf is atrocious.
So,
And that is true.
Yeah.
all right, we're gonna and I don't know. We're getting other comments. I don't know, like we're getting trolled or something. What are you talking about?
We're getting to the Saints versus Bucks. It's on the list. Be patient.
Is it? I don't see that.
Actually, oh yeah, it is. Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, I hope you. I hope you.
Yeah. Okay. It said week 1. I thought that said week 17. I was looking at that like, what? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Let's move on to and we're doing all the prime time. I started with all the prime time games first. Pittsburgh at the Giants. I'll start this one off. I'm going with Pittsburgh. You know, game 1, Ben's elbow should be good for at least one game. And the Giants are terrible. The Giants, they're running the Cowboys' old offense now, so that means they're going to be bad. Shouldn't be a problem for the Giants, for the Pittsburgh's defense to jump in there and know exactly what the Giants are going to be doing. So I'm rolling with Pittsburgh. J3.
Yeah, this is an easy pick right here. Definitely Pittsburgh. Even though they had quarterback issues last year with Big Ben coming back into the field, it should definitely be a one-up on them. And just like you said, the Giants are trash. So, yeah, easy win for Pittsburgh.
Damn. 42-7.
That could be about right.
Yeah, I got to go with Pittsburgh. Everybody keep talking about Big Ben's elbow. I think Big Ben gonna be all right this year. And also, you got to remember, if I'm concerned, the Steelers have one of the best head coaches in the NFL. Mike Tomlin, the job he did last year was, on third and fourth string quarterbacks. This year he got his main quarterback back. No matter how long he got him back for. Pittsburgh is definitely win this game. Much as I like Saquon Barkley, and he's just with a bad team, and John's not going to do much this year. So definitely Pittsburgh. And he's right. It might be 42-7.
Big Ridge.
Yeah, this could get ugly. The Steelers' defense, once they traded for Minka Fitzpatrick, became one of the best defenses in the league, and they're going to unleash that young, hungry, aggressive defense. Or what they call them, Donnie Dimes, whatever they was calling them, and Saquon Barkley, with no offensive line that's going to be able to stop that. This could get ugly. This could get ugly quick. So I definitely see Steelers winning this easy by at least 2 touchdowns.
Brian?
Yeah, I'm on board with everybody. I think Pittsburgh is going to win this one pretty easily. That Pittsburgh defense last year led the league in sacks. And Danny Dimes led the league in fumbles. So all you got to do
That's
is
a problem.
He's going to fumble the ball, and you're going to score points easy. So, I mean, the 42-7 really doesn't seem ridiculous. The Giants just haven't done really much on that offensive line. I know they drafted a couple players, but, like Herman said, with Jason Garrett's offense, it's a wash.
And the new head coach that was a special teams coach.
Yeah.
And I got Pittsburgh defense on my fantasy team, so it's going to be looking good for me on Sunday.
All right, Mark, bring it home.
Man, it's great getting Big Ben back. I think this is a perfect game for him to come back and play in and get his groove back. Brian, you stole a little bit of my thunder about the defense being leading the league in sacks, and also Daniel Jones fumbling the most. I can see that happening. I can see it happening. The other thing is Schuster would be happy to have Big Ben back because he was his main target. I mean, there's no questions about it, man. I'm Steelers all the way.
And Ed and TTV both say Pittsburgh also.
Hey, one last thing I want to say is
we done talking about Pittsburgh, Mark.
Yeah.
No, just one last thing. And you know what? A lot of Pittsburgh fans are wondering. You know what? We made it 8-8 without Ben. It's kind of like what would have happened if we'd had Ben in there last year.
Yeah,
I think we'd have been a lot better.
Are we really
y'all just all be drunk.
We really what ifing. Anyway,
if it was a fifth, you would all be drunk.
All right, we're gonna move on to the next Monday night game. Tennessee at Denver, and we talked earlier about Denver's big hit on their defense. So this one could possibly get a little ugly too. Marcus, who you got?
I mean, we're going with Tennessee. Like you said, we just finished talking about Denver's defense, and I can see Derrick Henry just running all over them guys without
200 yards.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's going to be like they were in the playoffs last year. To me, that's going to be an easy one for Tennessee. Also, I think Tennessee is also one of the best coached teams in the league. Vrabel, he knows what he's doing. It's big things for them this year. So that's an easy win for them.
Big Reg.
Yeah, real simple. Denver's done.
Yeah.
If your defense can't stop anybody and they got a young offense, I think they got some young pieces, but they're gonna have to try to outscore people, and that's not the defense you want to try to outscore. And the big fella's gonna rush for 150 to 200 yards if they give him 25 carries.
Hey, Big Red, just real quick, you think if Denver goes real bad this year, you think Fangio gets another shot?
No, he shouldn't have got that shot, but that's a whole different story.
No, the question is, do you think Elway keeps his job?
I don't think Elway keeps his job.
He ain't going.
Family loves him.
Yeah, he's not going nowhere. Mark?
Yeah, on this one, you know, the young quarterback Denver got is 4-1 as a starter. Denver lost with Chris Harris to free agency, and they ended up replacing him with AJ Boye. It's still gonna be the same result. I got Tennessee in this one all the way.
J3?
Oh yeah, Tennessee, man. They gonna hand that rock off to Henry, and it's gonna be ugly. I mean, he gonna have a monster game. Denver's defense is trash, so without a doubt, Tennessee.
Brian?
Yeah, I'm on board with everybody else. I don't think this game is even going to be worth staying up to watch.
You better watch it because we're not going to have that much football.
We need every game we can get.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm running with Tennessee on this one too. Derrick Henry, like you said, he'd probably be up around 200 yards. Tannehill will throw for like 125 yards or something crazy like that. Little numbers, but it looks like TTV is saying Denver 28 to 17. So I guess he's lone
wolfing it.
Yeah, he needs a
He's definitely lone wolfing now.
You go ahead and howl in the chat.
I take it back. Ed said Denver too.
Oh, okay.
No, he didn't.
Okay.
No.
Wow. Yes, he did.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, he did.
They both need to be drug tested.
TTV says Tannehill would choke the game in the second half. Denver will stop the run game. I don't see how they're going to do that.
Yeah, with who?
Yeah,
Right.
With who? Must be some strong
use
rookie we don't
another
know about.
All right, so we're going to move on to the next big matchup. Green Bay at Minnesota. This one ought to be interesting. Good division rivalry. Probably the two teams that are going to be fighting for the division. Let's hear it. Who you got, Big Reg?
This is a tough one. I've never been a Kirk Cousins fan because I used to have to watch him up close and personal. But I think
You like that. You know you like that.
the issue is going to be Aaron Rodgers is going to have a scorched earth season and look like the former MVP, or this coach is going to take the ball out of his hands like he did last year and make it more of a running, short passing team. And if that's the case, Minnesota wins this in a close game.
Okay. Marcus, who you got?
You know I'm not going with Kirk. So I'm definitely going with the Packers.
Y'all is awful.
You know,
man. It's awful.
I'm just saying, he lost one of his best receivers, Stephon Diggs, with the Buffalo, I believe it is, and it's Kirk. He can't win the big game. Is this a primetime game?
No, it's just a big matchup.
No,
it's not primetime.
Oh.
I think it may be a 4 o'clock game.
Yeah, it might be like a 4 o'clock game or something like that.
It was a primetime game. Definitely going to win it, but he won't win a 4 o'clock game either. I'm going Green Bay all the way.
J3, who you got?
Yeah, so it's definitely going to be a good matchup. As much as I like Aaron Rodgers, I don't see him having any pieces around him that's going to allow him to produce a lot of points. And with the Vikings defense and the Vikings offense, I still give the edge to the Vikings winning by at least 7.
Mark?
Yeah, the Packers. I mean, other than Devontae Adams, I don't know who Aaron Rodgers had to throw to. They did elect not to draft another offensive weapon, a wide receiver. They drafted an
offensive weapon.
They took his replacement quarterback. That's what it took. But I think the Vikings probably got the best safety duo in the league. I'm taking the safety, the Vikings on this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll with Minnesota on this one too. again, it always baffles my mind when I think back to the draft and the fact that Green Bay didn't take a wide receiver for Aaron Rodgers. But I think I agree with Big Red. Aaron Rodgers is going to have probably I think he's going to have a big season. He always does. He finds a way to make it work, even with the little bit that he does have. But I'm going with Minnesota on this one. I don't hate Kirk Cousins as much as some of the people on the panel. I think he's a pretty decent quarterback, So I'm gonna roll with him. Brian, who you got on this one?
Yeah, I'm with you on this one, Herman. I'm going with Minnesota, not only with the defense, but they still have Dalvin Cook. It's the beginning of the season, so he will be healthy. Excuse me, Green Bay didn't work on that run defense. Like they got ran all over in the playoffs. So I just see Dalvin Cook running all over him. I don't think Kerr will have to do a ton, and I think he'll be able to do enough to get the win.
So it looks like we got Ed. He's going with Green Bay, and TTV.
He picked the Vikings.
Pick the Vikings.
Yeah, okay.
He said Jordan Love is going to start week 1.
I told y'all they need to drug test him.
We're not doing the wild predictions right now.
All right.
Hey,
So here we
did
go.
y'all hear Jordan Love is third string?
No,
Yes,
I didn't hear that.
I did hear that.
Oh, is it?
Okay.
Yes.
Third string. He got beat out by another rookie that's going to be the backup.
Yep.
Interesting.
That's terrible.
That's
Which makes that pick look even worse.
right. All right. So maybe one of the biggest matchups of the week. You got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers going into New Orleans to take on the Saints. Who you got, Brian?
On this one, I am going to go with New Orleans, and Vegas agrees with me. New Orleans is giving up 3.5. Even though it won't be the same dome factor, with the crowd and everything. Tom Brady, and it's all nice and good that they got a new team and he got new weapons and Gronk's back and a new coach, but it's COVID again. I think it's just too many new pieces, too much going on. I think the Saints are very cohesive. The only question mark I'm a little concerned with is Alvin Kamara and how healthy he actually is. I heard rumors that he had got a shot, like one of them pregnant women shots. So that makes me look. I can't think of the technical term right now. Epidural. Thank you. So I'm going with the Saints. I do think it'll be a pretty close game, but I don't think Tom gets his first win as a Buck.
Yeah, I'm going with New Orleans also. I'm piggyback right off of what you said. The chemistry, everything is the norm for the Saints. This is all new for the Bucks. New quarterback, quarterback getting used to a new offense, new offensive coordinator, just everything. They haven't meshed anything yet, so that's the only reason I'm giving them the edge on this one. We're gonna see what it looks like the next on the replay back in Tampa, but I'm going with the Saints this week. J3.
Yeah, without a doubt, the Saints. Who that nation is definitely strong. Even though, like you said, Tampa Bay has added a few new pieces to their roster, and maybe within 3 to 4 games they may put it together. But just looking at the nucleus of the New Orleans Saints, hands down, they're gonna win it, and they're gonna win it by at least 14.
Mark.
Well, Tom Brady is on his team now, so they traded. They got rid of Winston, Mr. 30 for 30,
30 for
and got
30.
somebody who got somebody more consistent. Gronk is
Look who's
a
on this
added on. Not to mention they also got Leonard Fournette. That added another added piece. The only thing I have to say about it, I think Tampa Bay's defense is flying a little bit under the radar, but I'm kind of sipping this Tampa Bay Kool-Aid. I'm taking Tampa Bay on this one, y'all.
Yeah, we've been noticing that lately. Big Red, who you got?
I'm with most of you guys. I think it's too early for Tampa to gel. I think they will be formidable come the end of the season, but no preseason. Even though Tom had them boys practicing when they wasn't supposed to, it's different when you put pads on and you're out there hitting. So I think they keep it close for the first 2.5, 3 quarters, and then New Orleans cohesion takes over and they win it in the end.
Mm-hmm.
Marcus, who you got?
Well, this is going to be the game of the week. Everybody, Tom Brady out there, Robert Gronkowski out there. The Bucks are loaded on offense. I think it's going to be a great game to see, Tom Brady versus Drew Brees. But I think I'm going to go with the Saints. It's in New Orleans, like you said. They got more cohesiveness. There were no preseason games for the Bucks to gel and work together. It's good.
We lost you on that last part.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going with Saints.
All right.
It's just in, and I saw it earlier today, but I just wanted to confirm it. Tampa Bay Bucks Pro Bowl wide receiver Mike Evans has a hamstring injury, uncertain for game one.
Yeah, he's a game time decision.
Yeah, TTV was on top of that too. He put that in the comments.
Yeah.
And Herman, did you see what Ed put?
Yeah, Ed picked. He says New Orleans. It's not the playoffs. Plus, Tampa Bay hasn't had a game to get all the new pieces put together. And then TTV also looks like he's picking. I think he picked the Saints too. Yeah, he picked the Saints too.
42-37.
I need to do it.
You need to do it.
Ow!
Mark, the Dunce hat is in the mail, buddy. So make sure you have it for Wednesday.
I won't need it.
I was going to say I'll take mine over to his house if we need to. So
I won't need it.
Wait Tuesday, but we'll talk about that before the show ends.
All right, so I think we went through all our picks for the week. Those are our primetime games. We're running a little long tonight, so I think I'm gonna skip the fantasy picks of the week this week, y'all. So let's just get into our final thoughts. For the season coming up. We'll start with you, J3.
I just hope and pray that we can see some football again. With this COVID going the way it is, it's not letting up anytime soon. And so for all of y'all fans who think y'all going to see a full season, y'all gotta stop joking yourself. Pay attention to the news and stay safe. That's it.
Big Reg.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm going to have to piggyback on J3. Each game is going to be vitally important because they don't get 16 games and 17 weeks in. The NFL is going to push as hard as they can to get as many as they can in. But I've moved up from my 6 that I said on your show a few weeks ago. I think I'm up to 10. I think it's going to be a race to 10, and then they're going to try to figure out a way to do a playoff.
Mark.
Yeah, same here, man. I just hope we get a nice 10 game season in, and before they have to shut this whole thing down from this COVID. I just hope everybody just be safe, and I might have to find a part-time job to do too. We're doing the non-football time, so I'm gonna be terrible.
Brian.
Yeah, I'm one of the few that are still drinking that Kool-Aid. I do watch the news, but unfortunately, it's on the NFL
We
channel.
lost Marcus.
So how we lose the host? I mean,
we still live, so keep it going.
All right, so I do think we're going to get through these 16 games. I think that NFL has taken a lot of information that they got from the other leagues. I think those other leagues have finished. I mean, soccer did their whole season. They did their whole season and made it through. So I think the NFL is bright and smart enough to get this in. I do fear the little knuckleheads, like you guys were saying, to mess up a couple players, but I think we're going to get this season in, and the Cowboys will get their Super Bowl.
Oh, I needed that one. I needed that one.
He wouldn't pick him to win the first game. I'm just.
That was
He's
good.
back. He's back, ladies and gentlemen.
So same thing. I'm just gonna say cherish every game that you get. Like I know half the time I don't watch the second Monday night game. I'll be watching all of that this year. I will watch every minute, blowout or not. Hopefully we won't be plagued with a bunch of ugly football because of injuries, but we are going to see a lot of that, I'm sure, like everybody has said. But be safe out there and enjoy whatever football you can get. Marcus?
Just to piggyback off what you guys said, Yeah, I don't think we're gonna get a whole season. I'm saying we're gonna cap out at 6 games. You know, like Mark said, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know what I'm
How
gonna do.
negative can he be, Herman? I mean, damn. Everybody gonna get hurt the first game of the season, and then
I'm just stating facts. Okay, don't shoot the message. I'm just stating facts. Injuries and COVID. That's what you got to look forward to. So you know all that time you spent studying your fancy draft picks. Well, it won't matter. You know, it won't matter.
But Marcus, that's you every year, though, right?
I'm just saying, whatever. It won't matter.
Wow.
Also, my final thoughts is, you know, it was
Shots
crazy
fired.
to see.
Shots fired.
It was crazy to see Bill Belichick finally do a commercial, and that Subway commercial that we saw recently. You know, I guess Tom Brady leaves New England. And he wants to act brand new.
Right.
So, you know,
personality now.
Yeah, so you know, it makes me want. Now I got to go check Madden to see if you know, instead of New England coach, he actually go ahead and let them use his real name now. So as soon as I leave here, I'm gonna go jump on Madden and see what they say.
Look, you will find Colin Kaepernick on Madden. I'll tell you.
Yeah, that's nothing. You know, they put Colin Kaepernick back on there.
Yeah.
Hmm.
All right. Well, that pretty much wraps up the show. Marcus, you want to wrap us and take us out?
Before he does wrap us up, just really want to thank Big Reg and J3.
That was part of his wrap. That was part of him wrapping up.
Well, I just want
Hey, look, Big Reg.
Appreciate you, Brian. I appreciate you, Brian. I appreciate you.
Big Reg, I took the time to copy your rundown and
to
made it pretty, and they don't even read it. They don't even read it.
Welcome to my world, Herman. Welcome to my world.
some bitch it is.
It's right here. It's right here.
My bad. My bad. Thank you, fellas, for joining.
Could you wrap the show?
Appreciate
for
it.
us?
Appreciate it. Damn
Well,
right.
you know, like Brian said, we want to thank Big Reg and J3 for coming out. Really appreciate you guys coming up here and you know, sharing your knowledge with us, being guests here. We want to encourage everyone to like, share, and subscribe. Want to encourage everyone to you know, just to share the video, make sure, you know, help us get these likes and these views up. Also want to tell you that we won't, I usually say same bat time, same bat channel, but actually next week we'll be on Tuesday night due to a scheduling conflict. So we'll be on right after post. So be sure you watch them and then come on over and watch us. And so
Follow us on Twitter and
yeah, follow us on Twitter, The Lev Game 3. You find us on Instagram and official The Lev Game. Catch us on Facebook and of course here on YouTube. Thanks. We'll see you next week. Peace.
enjoy
Yeah, appreciate it.
the games.
Enjoy.
Yes, sir.
All the games, not 6 games.